Hi class, it's Miss Lynn. I'm going over a math lesson with you for Wednesday, and it'll be lesson 143 and 144. And also, if you'll look on Dojo, you can see the answers to quiz 13, and you can check your answers and see how well you did. Study your 8 division tables. If you'll look at your 8 multiplication tables, it'll help you with your 8 division tables. So let's start now. We're on page 285. And we're looking at lesson number 143. All right, to begin this lesson, let's look at the story problem. In Franklin's orchard, there are 320 apple trees and 86 fewer cherry trees than apple trees. How many trees are in the orchard? Well, you've got apple trees here, and then you've got cherry trees. So first you have to figure out the cherry trees, and 86 fewer. So you're going to have to say 320 apple trees minus 86 cherry trees, and that will give you the total of cherry trees. All right, and then you'll have to go back and add them up together. So 320 apple trees plus the answer that you got right here, which was cherry trees. Okay, so apple and cherry. Does that make sense? All right, so that's your total. You're going to have 554 trees. All right, the next one we've got here, it says if a cherry tree produced 134 pounds of fruit last year and an apple tree produced 6 times as many pounds of fruit as cherry tree, how many pounds of fruit which both the apple tree and cherry tree produce? All right, so first you're going to have to multiply. So you have 134 times 6, because over here it says 6 times as many. So 134 times 6. So you'll multiply that out and get an answer. And that answer is going to be the apple. How many pounds of apples? Okay. Then you'll have to add the apples plus the cherries. And you'll get your total, which is how many pounds of fruit there are altogether. Okay. So first you'll multiply times 6, because it says 6 times. And then you'll add your apples plus your cherries. All right. Now the bottom part again is finding averages. Don't forget, for averages you have to add and then you also have to divide. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers here. So you'll get a total and then you divide that total by 4 because you have 4 numbers. So you should be able to do all of this averaging. Okay, you'll add and then you'll divide. And you divide, it depends on how many numbers you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers here. Okay, that's how you'll work this sheet. Now, you can skip the back of it. You can work the back if you'd like to for extra practice. Now, you can pause the video if you need to and then move on to lesson 144 on page 287. All right, this will begin with multiplying. So we have 2-digit multiplying. We've gone over this briefly, but not a whole lot, so I'm going to work on this first problem with you. So it's lesson 144, page 287. So we have 31 times 14, okay? All right, so we will multiply this one times this one, and then this times this, then drop a 0, 1 times 1, 1 times 3, and add it up. All right, so here we go. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Now you'll drop a 0. You're done with your 4s. Now move over and do your 1s. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Now you'll add it up. Okay, 4 plus nothing is 4. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So your answer is 434. So again, we said 4 times 1, 4 times 3, drop a 0 in, 1 times 1, 1 times 3, and then you'll add it up. And it'll work like this every time. Okay? All right, this next one, 21 times 12. And you know what? I'm going to do it this way. I learned a different way to do it. So 21 times 12. I thought this was an interesting way to do it. Sometimes it's hard to keep these columns straight. So if you want to do it sideways on the paper, it will help you keep your columns straight. Okay? So here we go. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Drop your 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Add it up. 2 plus nothing. 4 plus 1 and 2 plus nothing. So your answer is 252. So again, if you want to write it going this way, it'll help you keep your numbers lined up. All right, so let's go over it again. You'll say 2 times 1, 2 times 2, drop a 0, 1 times 1, 1 times 2, add it up. And it'll go in that same pattern every time. You can't start over here or start up here. You'll always start with this number in the corner. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, drop a 0, 1 times 1, 1 times 2, add it up. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, drop your 0, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, add it up. Okay? All right, the next problem, it's 1C, it's 42 times 11. All right, here we go. 42 times 11. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. Drop your 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. And now add it up. So 2 plus nothing, 4 plus 2, and 4 plus nothing. So 462 is your answer. So again, we had 1 times 2, 1 times 4, drop a 0, 1 times 2, 1 times 4, add it up. Okay, we added it up. All right, so 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4, drop your 0, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4, add it up. All right, I hope you can do the next two of these on your own. It's the same process. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1, drop a 0. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 1 is 3, add it up. Okay? And you see if you can figure out those on your own. Now let's look at the story problem. Sophia read 4 1/3 chapters of a book about space. Later, she read 6 1/3 chapters. How many total chapters did she read? So to work that out, you're going to have to add them up. And don't forget to add the fractions first. The 3, the denominator will stay the same. The numerators, 1 plus 1 is 2. 6 plus 4 is 10. So your answer is 10 2/3 chapters. There were 18 children in Jacob's Sunday school class. There are 6 more children in Mason's Sunday school class. How many children were in the boys' classes altogether? Well, this noise you're hearing is somebody working on an art project. Junie! What are you doing, Junie? Sorry about that. All right, so first we need to figure out Mason. So it says 6 more in Mason's class than it was in Jacob's. So 18 plus 6 will give you 24. That's Mason. And then you have to add that 24. All right, plus Jacob's. Jacob's was 18. So 18 for Jacob, 24 for Mason, and so 42 children all together. Not chickens, children. I hope you guys are doing well, and if you need any help with this, just let me know. I love you guys. Bye.